Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're getting started a little bit early because I'm super excited to get into space. So last time we broke into the space biome and we built this one steel bunker door. And I did some measurement and I looked at a couple of things that I've done before. And we are exactly 10 tiles of space between the door and the highest built structure, which is enough. That's kind of how much I'd want it to be. So the first thing we're going to do is just start clearing out some of this regolith here. And we're going to need someplace to store all the regolith up here, and that's kind of what I'm going to do underneath this spot right here. Also, I need to build a few more bunker doors. Well, we can blueprint it. It's fine. And as far as like horizontal alignment, I'm not that worried about it. It kind of works out in the end. I'm just going to dig straight across from each of those spots. I'm going to go ahead and build out a little bit here with the ladders, and we'll let our dupes come up here tomorrow now. And start building the next bunker doors. And what that'll do is that'll keep any sort of meteor showers from hitting this area and damaging our ladders if the meteor showers were to start up again. Alright, so let's let that run. So, doing some more thinking. I think I'm going to put the telescope somewhere in this area. Here comes meteor showers. Speak of the devil. Because they may do some damage. If they come in at an angle here, they may do some damage to... don't need that one. To what we have already built here as far as a ladder. But the ladders, I'm not that worried about. Because they repair fast. Alright, so... Boom. Ooh, colony achievement. Nice. Immovable object. Block a meteor from hitting your base using a bunker door. I like it. Okay, so we just kind of got to get our dupes up here, and they'll start building this, and it won't be a big deal. If they get hit by the meteors, they will actually take damage, and they'll need to go to the med bay for a little while. So some of this area here is going to be storage for the regolith. Probably a good chunk of this area right next to the ladder will be storage for the regolith. And actually, I will probably use some of the hot regolith to try and help make the steam for the first rocket engine, the steam rocket engine, which I find kind of hilarious. Now the regolith, as you can see, bunches up here on top of the bunker door. And, yeah, that works. And just graphical bug. Yep, see, phasing just took some damage. Direct hit. So, we have, we'll eventually have to power these so that we can open and close them. Dang. Dangerous up there. And eventually, once we have this kind of started, then the meters won't be as big of a deal. The dupes will just hang out underneath them, because we can actually set some automation in order that will secure the protected area of the base here. But for now, we're gonna have to keep doing this. So, what I was saying earlier is I want to actually potentially use some of this regolith as sort of a heating element for our first rocket engine, the steam engine. Hey Fazian, welcome to the stream. I started a little early. I wanted to get out here and get started in space. Couldn't help myself. Shovel egg. So what I'm thinking of doing, though, is building the telescope probably right around in here somewhere. And then over here, I'll probably build, with this direction all the way to the edge of the map, which isn't very far, will be probably a combination of the space scanners and some solar panels. And then in this direction, probably starting about right here, I hope to be able to fit like 3 rockets in between. Let's see. I think I need about 50 spaces for the rockets eventually, so I want to go ahead and plan for that now. But that puts me right about here starting. So kind of across here. And I really only need... probably really need about 20 or 25 spaces wide for 3 rockets. Because each rocket's like 5 wide and a little bit of gantry space, so maybe 8 spaces each total. So it's not too bad. We just keep doing this. Keep expanding outward. 2 more ladders in each direction. Right. And then I want to actually come down here and start some more steel up while we're thinking about it. Because we're going to use a ton of steel. Actually, as a matter of fact, I may change the way this at the top of the ladder works. I haven't really decided yet. It may be better to use just the bunker tiles instead of the bunker doors. The problem with that is then you end up with a bunch of regolith piled up on top, like this is, with nowhere for it to go. Which may not be a big deal. So I may change these out to be bunker tiles instead of bunker doors right here. But the bunker doors are easy because they're big, so you can kind of build like this and stretch it out a little bit. Poke shells. Goofy poke shells. We lost... As each meteor comes in, we lose a little bit of the ability to dig a little bit. Another cycle over. No. No, somebody's stressed out. It's probably... Oh no, it's Llama. Why is Llama so stressed out? Let's see. Morale. No, that's high morale. His stress is dropping. Okay. 33 out of 29 for morale. Decor's... Ah, that's why low decor last cycle. Spent a lot of time outside. So you can see Phasian took damage on that meteor hit, but it healed up kind of normally, or naturally. So let's look at what some of these stations are that we need for space. So we're going to need a telescope. And this helps us map the star map. I'm going to make this out of steel just because of the overheat temperature being so much higher. Oh, here comes another meteor shower already. The planetarium we actually can use inside. This doesn't need to be outside at all. This is an inside building. So we're gonna we're just gonna bring that we're gonna put that in the base. Actually in the inside of the base even, like all the way inside. So this can be made out of either the gold or the copper. Probably I'll do copper since we have so much more copper. Just to get that 10% decor bonus. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. We also have things under automation. Yes, we have the space scanners. And what these do is these are what monitors the meteor showers as they're incoming. And and they can be configured to, they can set an automation signal, so we can use them to open and close the doors depending on the incoming signal. I see that these don't overheat. Oh, no, wait, that's the resource effects. These don't have an overheat temperature, So I'm going to make these out of lead because we have a ton of lead. Hey, Sydney, welcome to the stream. Been a while. Well, at least since you said hi. I'm going to look at this. Okay, so if we plan on putting the telescope here, so we opened up a bunch more. I have a pattern that I figured out the last time when I played my last map of this for the scanners. And the scanners are really the first thing we need because they control the doors. And I also have a pattern for that matter for the solar panels. I think we need 3 or 4 of these scanners. Let's look at that again. So the scanners, see, does it not say the detection? No, you got to build it to get the detection notification or the info. So let's go ahead and keep digging out here. Keep digging out there. I'll have to put some flooring in eventually. So the pattern that I kind of follow here, oops, let's open that up again, is these have, at least they used to, I'm going to actually have to build one to see, but these have or have had an interference from other machinery nearby. So you don't want them to be too close to each other or anything else. Meanwhile, you also don't want them to be too far away from the doors because they have to be able to see kind of out of the doorways. So I actually already kind of messed this up. Wait, did I? No, I didn't. Never mind. I will need to replace every so often one of these doors. Because the doors actually, I need to replace them so that I can build just bunker tiles. So let's think about this a little bit. If I replace some of the tiles that are directly above this ladder with bunker tiles, they don't open, then we would need a way to get up into an overhead compartment kind of thing here in case we need to get out on the surface during a meteor shower for some reason. Or if somebody gets trapped up there, for example. But then we also need a set of bunker tiles probably right here. If we're going to start with the scanners right here, then let's put the bunker tiles right here. Let me deconstruct this. Meanwhile, we can construct one more out here. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, you made it. You made it this time. Okay, that's gonna let a bunch of regolith drop, but that's okay because we don't have anything down here anyway. Yep. Okay, and bunker tiles. Let's build 4 bunker tiles. And then we actually need just 4 spaces here. Yeah, just 4 spaces here. Actually, I've misplaced these all. In fact, they should be down one more. Let's actually go ahead and build some granite tiles here as well. 4 spaces. So right across here. Phasian digging away? Yes, it is. I should have waited until they made sure they built these, but they're all filled up, so that'll be safe enough, hopefully. Actually, I don't want that one there either. So we don't need these anymore. Because we have I mean, we'll need to build some. Actually, we want one here, a pair there. That'll let us climb up here a little bit. And then we want to build our first space scanner right here. Now the space scanners can be centered under multiple doors. And when they're under multiple doors, it makes no difference. Like when the doors are open, they're all the way opened up. No, so this is the Gravitas facility. This is the, according to the kind of lore that's in the game, if you read all the stuff that you can read in the database here, there's a, where's the lore at? No. The stuff when you like look at these computer desks and stuff like this, and it puts an entry into your log, and you kind of, if you read through those logs, you kind of start to gather that there's more than meets the eye to this whole operation, and then eventually you kind of figure out, oh hey, this once you get up here, you figure out this is the facility where where the people who were made the duplicants were working, and some accident happened. It, I don't know, blew up somehow or other. There's not a whole lot of detail. And then something happened to everybody else, and all that's left are the duplicants. And you, who are in control of the duplicants. So this is all that's left of the facility, the office where you worked. But there's not a whole... There's a lot of vagueness to the story, and Phasian might remember a piece of it that I'm leaving out. But that's basically it. So I'm going to route the power line here. No, we can actually run it right up the ladder. It's even better. Carve a hole in here so we can dig into there. I don't know how high up I want to go with this yet. But eventually I'm going to need to... Let's see. Build a power transformer here. I'm going to just go ahead and do a big one at this point, because kind of who cares? Copper and iron I really don't care now because we have a volcano for each. So I would rather use the copper because we need the iron to make steel. Speaking of which, let's go check on that. So my my #1 YouTube fan made a comment about regretting this idea of leaving this volcano to produce a ton of heat and whatnot, and that I should insulate it with double thick walls and a vacuum gap and everything. I don't dislike the idea, but I'm not going to do it. I want to see what happens. I want to see how much heat this thing actually outputs, and if it actually make a difference outside of the wall that I've built or not. I don't think it's going to. At least not much. Or not for a while. So I want to see. I want to live life dangerously. Did we get enough? No. We're still under our plastic here, which would be really nice to have about now. So we're getting gold amalgam in here. Iron. Steel's probably for me deconstructing. I doubt it came this way. But otherwise you get lots of iron up here in space too. So okay, so while I'm doing this, let me also put in conductive wire. We'll make that out of lead because it doesn't overheat. And we're just going to connect it across here like this. And I'm just going to go straight up, and then we're going to go across to the doors, but not yet. I'm also going to take the automation wire, also out of lead because it doesn't overheat. And we'll come down and we'll do the same type of thing here. With those, I'm going to go ahead... Wait, nope. Nope, don't mess it up. The automation actually has to be reversed because, as you can see on this, it sends a green signal when it detects the incoming objects from space. So... Oh, that's a bummer. What melts, Phasian? The ice and stuff in the copper, next to the copper volcano? I'm kind of hoping so. In a way. I want to see it. Oh, the lead? The lead wire does? Am I missing where it's gonna melt? Oh, it's just the normal melting temperature of it. What is the normal melting temperature of lead? It doesn't say there. I have to go down and find a piece of lead, don't I? To find that out. Um, 327.5 degrees Celsius. Okay. I can live with that. Doesn't get that hot in space, I don't think. If it does, we'll just, suffer. Alright, so we did get our rocket research done. I'm gonna let the research sit here for a minute. Well, for more than a minute. Okay, so back to what we're doing here. I want to not gate. Yeah, you're not as many miles below ground as the game kind of makes you think at first. Then let's go and put the power wire in. Also. Because I think at some point early on when you start a new map, it says something about this being a you think you're many miles below the surface, and you're not. You're, I don't know, if each block is a meter, which that's about as much as it could be, assuming the duplicates are under 2 meters tall. You're not even a kilometer below. Yeah, see, we took some damage here from the meteors. Get that repaired. Yeah, I know there's no storage cleanup from Mephic Rock. Don't worry about it. Oh, so it does have the lowest of the refined metals, though? Let's see. I guess I could have done it that way before. Huh. Yeah, 1,000 melting point. Iron is... Oh, come on. Give me the iron. I'm clicking on the wrong one anyway. There we go. 1,500. Gold, I don't have any to look at. And this was only, what? 327. Yeah. So, I might regret it. And maybe I should switch to iron. Yeah, I probably should switch to iron. Alright. Let's switch to iron. No, don't open the doors. No. I knew I did that backwards. Dang it. Oh. Dang. Cancel that. Delete all that. Except for... No, we should delete that too. They're gonna open and then they're gonna immediately close again because I don't have any control over it. Oh, did it? That's weird. Oh, I did drop 6% of my frames. I don't know when that was, though. Alright, so let's see. Got power. Conductive. Make it out of iron. That way it'll never melt. You go there. You all go there. This is probably gonna make a mess, but hey, what are you gonna do? Oh, we do need some of these back. I lied. Need to be able to reach those. Need to be able to reach those wires. Automation. Iron. And the NOT gate. I probably shouldn't have made my scanner out of lead either. That's probably pretty dumb. Let's do that too. Thank you, Phasian. That was a good catch. I knew I kept you around for some reason. No, you don't. You don't need to open. I'm telling you. Oh, wait a minute. Priority, construction, 9. Yep, that's gonna make a nice big mess. Okay, let's clean the mess up. Down here too. Okay, that one. You're welcome. So, of course, these doors need a duplicate to lock them again. Don't need those anymore. Oops. All right. Hey, look, incoming objects detected. Shocking. So, what happens is, this thing goes green because it detected incoming objects. It sends a green signal, so we need to invert it so that these are a red signal, so that the doors will close on the red signal. And then we actually will build a few more of these. I just need to look at what the stats are and see what... because I can't remember how these work out, and I didn't look it up. But you want multiple ones of these so that you can scan early enough to get the doors closed in time. Because one isn't good enough. I also want to do out here. Watching a few vids. What do you mean by a heat sponge? Oh, lead uses... I get you. Okay, you've seen lead use as a heat sponge. They take the heat from the lead... Or they take the heat from the volcano and transfer it into the lead, effectively. Interesting. Shipping? No. Where is the robo miner thing? Oh, it is here. Okay. These I've kind of waffled on. Technically, the refined metals aren't good enough, with the exception of steel. So I end up building them out of steel most of the time. But what we need this for is to clean this garbage when it falls, because it will fall. We're going to run out of steel pretty soon. Well, yeah. Not going to build that one yet. Deconstruct this one, but not that one. These can go, but not that one. And then we need power, conductive wire, iron, because we're in space. That's interesting. Sounds pretty cool. Sorry, Roadster, you got elevated. Get you out of there. You're a little stuck. Sorry about that. I know. Get it fixed. There we go. Hot up there, I know. Especially when you're buried in tons of 300-degree stuff. Not bother with that just now. Oh, come on. Dig it out. I didn't want that. Fat fingers. So these robo miners are really cool because, well, they're robo miners. So how could they not be cool? But anyway, what happens is they'll help clear this junk away as it falls. And so I've offset them under this, and you can see if I were to build another one right here, it'll cover this one tile here, and then it'll cover these two tiles, these three tiles here. So I've spaced these out just perfectly so that they fit. It's part of the reason why I use 3 doors, so that they fit properly. Alright, so you have a 70% scan quality. That's because there's junk in the way, I think. And a 12% effectiveness that I think ends up being, I think that's 70% of whatever the full amount is. And I'm not about to do that math, but I think it's somewhere around 15 or 20. Something like that. So we technically would need like 5 or 6 of these. But I only build like 3 or 4 because that's really all you need. The 12% total here gives you a 24-second head start. And that's just 1. So as we get more of them, and as this gets out to, you know, a higher percentage when we clean this junk up here. Oh, they can walk across the open doors now. That's new, I think. They used to not be able to walk across the open doors. I think. Alright, so, no, it is only 12%. Now, there's something else blocking. What's blocking this? Alright, but see, it just tripped the incoming objects detected. So it started closing the doors. Maybe I was only making them 70% effective with this design because I wanted the robo miners in there. The way this kind of works, let me kind of draw this out a little bit. So if you consider this cell the center of it, if you go up at a diagonal like this, something like that, don't build those. Stop, Roadster, stop. That's the actual kind of viewing angle that the dish needs. So it could be, though, that this robominer's interfering. Because it says nearby heavy machinery, so the robominer could be interfering now. Maybe they didn't used to. Yeah, it looks like it's still dropping about 6 or 7%, kind of consistently. I just went red too for some reason. Wait a minute, why are you trying to push 6k BPS? You shouldn't be trying to push that much. I should only be pushing 4,500. And it says it's pushing 6k. That's weird. Okay. Crazy, crazy, crazy thing. So maybe I don't need a sort of header on top of here anymore, because of being able to walk across these when the doors are open. That's what I was having to do before. Or do I want one because that way I can get, if they get stuck up there, yeah, I should stop them in case they get stuck up there. Alright, I convinced myself. So we're going to do the same exact thing over here. We're going to build another one of these. As soon as this meteor shower stops. So these can also be used to detect when a rocket ship, as we build our rockets, they'll show up in here. We can detect when a rocket ship is going to land as well. And I don't actually use them for that, though, because I just pay enough attention to the thing that, usually, that I can catch the rockets when they come in before they come in. Alright, let's build, like I said, usually. Why is this? Yeah, this is overheating. Because it's in space. So the alternative is, this may be the better solution, is to put all of our power transformers down here in the conditioned area and just run a bunch of power lines up. Maybe we should do that instead. I still need to have this major power line, though, because we still need to use it to connect the solar panels in when we do the solar panels. So I still need to have this. Power, conductive. Information wire. Don't do that crazy thing. I don't know where it ended. Okay. Hopefully that's good. Yep, it just went overheated. Dang it. Okay. So, power, conductive wire, bridge. Let's just use this kind of column here as a place to send up clean power. Nope, I want to leave that alone. I wonder if it's something up with Twitch today or something, because that's really weird. I don't know how many power lines we're going to need, but at least 2, I imagine, so I'll plan for it. Come on, build the power. Let's go. I remember that from my last time I played in space. It gets too hot up here. stuff because it can't, because it's a vacuum, so it can't kind of cool. So it makes a mess. I should have remembered that part. Oh, we need to put this connection in. That would be good. One, those. How are we doing? Almost there. Good. Get the last stuff built here. There we go. Alright, power has been restored. You're already up at 1,000 watts of potential load, so anytime the doors move, a lot of power. So we're probably actually going to need more like 4 power lines. Couple for the doors and a couple for the other stuff. We'll see. I can always split it up and break it apart. Oak shell. Ooh, printables. Let's see what we can get. Huh, really? I don't... That's the last thing I want is sandstone. I have 212 tons of it. I'm not interested in that. No. This is stream 22. I think I'm averaging probably an hour to an hour and a half per stream, so maybe 30 hours. And welcome to the stream too, Coyote. Good to see you. I think I should deconstruct this bunker door and put the bunker tiles in. It's really hard for me to say exactly how long it takes because, of course, it's downtime. Because I'm also playing an Oceania game. And I'm also playing, and doing the stream as well, this game. Uppercase I out of bunker tiles. Nestling the miners inside. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yep. And then temp shifts. Yeah, if I put temp shifts or even drywall, it would help because it would contain some of the stuff. But that's a good idea. I actually haven't really had a problem with when I put them in as steel. And we're making enough steel now. We're able to make enough steel now that I'm not that worried about it. But we can get them down here and check on our steel production some more. I'm tempted to click the forever button, but no. I'll do 20 at a time. Forever. That's kind of what I'm doing here with the miners, the way that I have them. And actually, I wonder if I should shift them. I potentially should try and shift them one tile to the left. I may need to move... Oh, this stuff should be fine here. Let's try shifting it one tile left. That way it's dead center under this. It might be a little bit better for it. And then power. You go there. Deconstruct you. Oh, I tried clicking it, but I didn't click fast enough. And actually make him center under there instead of being offset. Because then they're more protected from the falling stuff. Yeah. That's a really good idea. Alright, let's do these guys. Why are you stuck up there, Mulgraph? Is it because the door is mid-open? Like, is opening? Must be. Okay. You probably wouldn't even need the liquid to do with the temp shift plates. You just run a cooling loop behind their temp shifts with radiant piping. I would think. Alright, build that little wire. Come on. Let's not do crazy things, dupes. Well, more than normal. So this is... No, this is showing 100% scanning quality now. So, might have been the position of the RoboMiner being too close. So we're at 100% now, which is 17%. So, that's 17 goes into 100, what, 6 times with rounding? Oh yeah, have you been here during actually an included stream? There's the base kind of so far. We have some deluxe apartments in the sky here for the duplicates now. They used to be in just bunk rooms down here. Critter farms here. Mushrooms here. Up here we have lettuce, so we're making lettuce wraps we're frying the mushrooms into fried mushrooms, and we're combining them with the lettuce to make lettuce wraps. That's kind of our base kind of food here. Mushroom wraps, 200,000 calories of it. This is nothing. For whatever crazy reason, my dupes have gone overboard on my Oceania world, and I think I have like 2.5 million calories worth of food. Something insane. So anyway, so we have that. Down here, we're smelting steel. We have a steam engine cooler coming up here. So as we're cooling this water off, the heat's transferred into crude oil in this pipe, and then it's cooled off in this room using this device, transferred into steam, or into the heat making steam here. And then so that's kind of just cooling water, and we're dumping that water into our water tank here, and then we're using the water for making steel, among other things. I may need to increase this though, because we're not cooling enough water. This water level is slowly falling, so we're gonna have to probably deal with that at some point soon. We're processing crude oil down here into petroleum and natural gas, which we're converting to electricity there. We do have a copper volcano that I'm tempting fate with down here, but it's still pretty chill. The thing that it isn't is the coldness of the ice isn't transferring well into the copper itself. So the copper, igneous rock, this stuff's all like 1,000 degrees. And the ice is -20. So having a liquid down there would help cool it. So I may change my mind and use that as cooling at some point. What else do we have going on? We have 2 natural gas geysers here providing natural gas for power. Kind of about it. Yeah, phasing, you're what, like 100 or so, maybe? Thereabouts. That's 3, so let's do 4 of these. Again. Delete that one. And we're going to put another one of these scanners here. So I think I'm just going to do, at least for now, 3 scanners. We could always do more later. Come on, dupes. Wake up. We don't really need this anymore. Rise and shine. Okay. So we need a space scanner again. We need conductive wire, continuing along. And we need automation wire. So the way this kind of works is whenever the space scanners are in the same automation network, they work together. So this will stack. This will be 34% or whatever. And, yeah, you've reached that stabilization point between 50 and 100 cycles now. Where it's not necessarily, perfect or whatever. It's not great, but it's, you're at the point now where you're not going to have a disaster without something or outside of your control, or however that's supposed to work. One more of these. Don't need these anymore now. These build faster than the tiles, so I like to use the ladders as kind of a scaffolding. Don't need these anymore now. And we need them anyway to reach the... Because we have a 4-space gap, we need them to reach up here. Oh, we still have to run across the top, and I don't want to do that. Awesome. I think they can still make that jump, right? If I take this ladder out, because I want to put another miner in there. Power. And then somebody deliver some steel to that. So technically the doors are more expensive per block because they're 4 blocks and 500 steel. So 125 kilograms of steel per block. And these are only 100 kilograms of steel per block. So technically the bunker tiles are cheaper, but you need the doors. So. And all my lead that I use is now laying around. Awesome. Where are we at on power? 1560. Not bad so far. So now, yeah, so now we're at 33%. So yeah, so 6 of these is perfect. But for me, 3 is should be more than enough because that'll give me a 100-second warning before meteors show up, and that's all I really need. Actually, right now I'm fine. The doors don't take that long to close. I could actually put a delay here instead of just a NOT gate. We could do a memory toggle. No, a buffer gate. Buffer gate, and the buffer gate allows you to specify the amount of time that it sits in the buffer before it actually engages. So even with 3 scanners, we could have we could have a 30-second buffer, because I don't think the doors take 30 seconds to close. I did time them at one point, but I've forgotten. So that's space scanners. The next thing we need to build in space, and actually I'm kind of fine with 2 of them for right now. The next thing we need to build in space is our telescope. So the telescope's a little bit different. First of all, it needs more space. Huh. It needs an extra 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it needs an extra 2. I think it's 6 tall. It is under stations. Telescope. It is 6 tall. So we need to build a floor down here instead. Do that. Need 1 more of these here. Need to deconstruct those. Well, let's deconstruct every other one first. That way we can still walk across. For the telescope, I like to have 4 doors open. And and it's kind of for the same reason. but because the telescope is taller, its viewable angle is wider. So by the time it reaches the door, so you need the extra width in order to be able to see everything. And after lots of trial and error and not a small amount of swearing, I ended up figuring out an interesting telescope layout that works fairly well. May not be the best layout, but it works for me. There. Oh, okay. Sure, just go up there, Peps. No problem. But as has been kind of talked about in the, in the Any Game Chat and Catherine's channel, this game's not easy to learn. I've watched a few people play it. That one and that one. I've spent a lot of time experimenting. My last kind of game that I played, I went over 1,200 cycles. But a lot of that time was kind of idle while I was fiddling with designs and deleting stuff and rebuilding it and everything else. So it's definitely not a game to just kind of jump into and expect to win without anything. Do I care about any of these duplicants' skill sets? Increased excavation is nice, except that it's cuisine, which I don't really think we need another cook. The athletics would be nice. I'm not that thrilled about the excavation, really. I would rather have, what I would prefer to have is strength and athletics in some combination. Just because those are kind of the ones that are used kind of throughout the game. Like, strength allows you to carry more crap to supply more builds like this, and athletics allows you to move faster in the suit. So those are kind of the two traits that I want to have a new duplicate coming in with. We can build this across now. So, I sort of made an error here. Yeah, let's do this first. Put these back in. So this design that I'm gonna do here for the telescope. Let me kind of show it here without actually building it because I'm putting stuff in the way. So the telescope's going to sit right here, dead center under these 4 doors. The robo-miners, in order to clear the stuff away, would need to be here out of the way. As you can see, they don't reach all the way across the 4 doors. Even bumped up close here, there's still going to be a 2-tile gap of junk that's going to fall on the telescope, which is not good. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this ladder over 1 tile, just because, well, I'm me, and it's how I work. Because I want the robo-miner to be offset by 1 tile here. So I want this ladder to be over 1 more. Yeah. Oh yeah, unless you sort of watch a lot of, YouTube or Twitch streams, and unless you good, okay. I was like, why is that door not moving? Unless you watch a lot of Twitch streams and YouTube and really learn the game before you start playing, expect for at least your first colony to completely obliterate itself, because they will. Okay, so we need to delete 4 tiles here in the center, because we're going to put another bunker door right here. And the idea behind this is the regolith, when it falls, when it falls, because it can't be zapped right away. With the Robominer being right here, and then also one over here on the other side. This all will fall through, and then the telescope won't actually get touched by the hot regolith from the meteor shower. What I end up having to do in order to make that work is to use an SR latch, memory toggle, an SR latch, and a buffer gate to control this automation signal from these, so that when the doors start opening, this door opens as well. It stays open for 30 or 60 seconds, and then it closes. And the whole time it's open, the telescope can't work. But as soon as it closes, the telescope can work. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a weird layout here, but it works exceedingly well. Okay, let's build that. Let's delete buildings only here. Change that back to all, so I'm not wondering why I'm not deleting stuff later. And then this actually is eventually going to go up, and we're going to put a little crown on this, so that the dupes can get back in here if they need to. Yeah, I thought about making kind of a tutorial series myself, but I haven't done so yet. I need to delete a couple of more wires here too, like that. I was kind of thinking of either like a what duplicates, like each step, like what duplicates to pick, well, why I pick the duplicates I pick, kind of thing. And then like what to do in your first 5 cycles or something like that. Like I don't have it all worked out, but like those kind of ideas. But prepping something like that's quite a bit of work, and I haven't done it yet. What did I do? Oh, I deleted the bridge. Cancel. The bridge. The joint plate, rather. Okay, so this goes over there. This goes there. Need to snake the power now in this direction. And the automation signal as well. But remember, we need it to be the automation signal after the negative, after the node. So we'll bring that down there. And that'll be what opens the door. And then we need something to close the door. So for that we need... I have to remember how I did this. So you do the memory toggle. I have to also remember how these work. Let's see. Okay. No, I don't want this like this. This can't connect there. Cancel, cancel, hold on. This can't connect there. This needs to come through this first. Okay. That's where I was going to mess this up at. And I don't know that I want you making that yet either. So just wait, please. Thank you. Okay, so the way this signal works, or this circuit works, I'm going to build it out here so that I'm trying to make it. So let's say we have our signal coming in from our things. Oops, this goes into the set port, which is this one on the bottom. And then it also goes into the buffer gate. Like this. And the buffer gate is set to a certain amount of time, which I think I did about 60 seconds. And then it sends a signal to the reset port, which is then connected out to the door itself. So this is what we need to build up here someplace. But I want to think about where I build it, actually, because I also want to have a robo-miner here hanging upside down. Right there. Spider-Man style here. And then another one right there. Build another bunker door out there. Like that. Somebody come and destroy that stuff. And so I brought these in just enough so that they can clear this open area here. I'll show you. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it up here. I wanted to talk it out, and then I'm going to talk it through again. I will talk it through again, I should say. And then we'll build another laser miner, robo miner there. Okay, so what this automation is going to do is when we get the signal from here that says, hey, open the doors, the signal will come into the SR latch. And then it'll set the internal memory to green on the set port, and then it'll output the green signal to the door, so the door will open. Just like these doors are all open right now. And then X amount of seconds later, based on the buffer gate, it will send a green signal to here saying, hey, reset the memory latch, the SR latch. And then that means it'll output a red signal instead, and that'll go to the door. So let's rebuild that up here now. No, I want the latch first, or the memory toggle. There we are. So I'm going to actually make it closer to the door here, I think. Yeah, we'll just put it right next to the door. Actually, let's rotate it. Rotate. Put it right in there. So actually I want to delete this wire as well. And then the buffer gate can go right here. So I'm just doing a 90-degree rotation on this whole thing. Oh, it's lead. Hold on. Rotate. Go iron. Dang it. Iron. Rotate. Like that. And then a buffer gate. Like that. Then the automation wire goes into both inputs. And then it'll output that way. And then this buffer gate will also will take the input in, and it will output after amount of time that I specify, which I think I'm going to set to 30 seconds or 60 seconds or something like that. I can't remember what I set before, but we may have to fiddle with it some. No, you don't get to be led. Cancel. Automation. It defaults to the thing you have the most amount of, which of course in our case is lead. Until you've picked one time. And then it keeps that instead. Okay, that goes there. This goes there. This goes there. Yes. We have no more steel. Uh-oh. We've used a lot of steel, guys. Go build some more steel. Oh, refined carbon. Oopsie. Make a bunch of... Where did I put the thing? Around here someplace. There it is. It's chugging away on ceramic. Let's make, like, 100 refined carbon. Oh, we can't make that many. Let's make 50 refined carbon. And then this is making 5 more steel. No, I want you to make, like, 45 more steel. Frames again? No, my dropped frame count percent is dropping, so it's not me this time, I don't think. Alrighty, so this I want to set to, we'll start with 60 seconds. I don't know exactly how much. But as you can see, the RoboMiner is robotically mining. How did that get made out of lead? Hold on, cancel, deconstruct. Oh, because we ran out of steel. Doggone it. Alright. Maniac. Delete all those. Why are you stuck? Oh, you're stuck because you're stuck. Yeah. Somebody come and make this thing. Because apparently Eben can't make it. He doesn't have access to the materials. The nearest... Did it not get built all the way? Where are we at? Why did this not delay? Oh, that's why. I misread it. Wait a minute. Then I don't need the SR latch. Okay, I misread the buffer where the buffer gate works. I know I did this before. How did I do this before? After it receives a red signal. So actually I need a NOT gate before this? Maybe? Either way, I need to take it down. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Okay. So the buffer gate, when it receives a red signal, so it'll get the signal to open, which is green. It opens for a minute. And then you just send a red signal. What am I missing? I know it wasn't as complicated. That needs to just go directly in there, though. Because when this gets a green signal to S, it outputs green. And then when it gets a green signal to reset, it goes back to red. So then the buffer gate. All right, I'm tying myself in knots in my own head now. I want all the doors to open at once, and then I want the lower door to close 60 seconds later. So I need... I've worked this out once before. So I need this to output... Maybe they changed the way this gate worked. No, I was using a filter gate. That's why. Only lets green signal through if the input has received a green signal for longer than the selected filter time. That's why. All right, I'm using the wrong gate. That's what the problem is. Let's do this again. There. There. So the way the filter signal works is it receives a green signal, and then after a specified amount of time, then it outputs the green signal. I was using the wrong gate. I hate it when that happens. Somebody come up here and build this thing. Do we have any steel yet? No steel yet. Okay. So we'll see it when the next cycle... Excuse me. When the next cycle happens. 25. And that one's 25, then it's what, 5 per wire? Yeah. It's negligible because it's iron. It's basically free at this point. Every time meteors come in, it's free. So, we need more. We need way more steel because I want to make the telescope out of... Oh, we got some steel. Telescope needs to get made out of steel. It goes there. And then it gets plugged in. And I think... Does this thing still take... Yeah, it still takes oxygen. So, I'm trying to remember, though, if I actually need to pump oxygen into this thing, or if it works without it. Yeah, there's enough steel. You're just complaining. No power wire connected. Oh, because I didn't connect the power wire. There we go. Power wire connected. Alright, we need 600 more steel now. After this 400 we just reserved here. Go faster for the night. That I don't know how to do. I would have to think about it at least. Sure, we'll take some water. Yeah, why not? So yeah, so with the XOR and the filter gate, you could do the same thing. Yeah. Or well, let me think. So if we get a green signal from the scanners saying, okay, open the doors, then the gate would need to be outputting a red signal so that it was exclusive. So you would, at that point, you'd use the buffer gate. Because you wanted to stay... No, you'd have to use a not. I think it's like a not XOR something. No, I'm not, because I switched to the filter gate, which was what I was supposed to be using, but I used the wrong one at first. At least I think. We'll see. We'll see in a minute. Well, in however much time plus a minute, because I have that set for 60 seconds. Our map. Okay. So the meteor shower just ended. All the doors are opening, including these ones. And we do have one piece of regolith that's going to fall all the way through, in theory. Boom. And then we need to get somebody up here to dig this so that it doesn't heat everything up horribly. Just like that. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So they both get the green signal. The filter gate says after it's been green for the specified amount of time, 60 seconds, then let the green signal through. So that puts a 60-second gap between the set and the reset signal. So the set comes in as green, it passes the green through, opens the door. 60 seconds later, the reset comes through as green and resets the output, or resets the memory to red, which outputs red. So that closes the door then. So it looks like we do need to bring... Let's open the star map. So we have 2 destinations we can analyze. So let's go ahead and pick one. I want to see if they do this without the oxygen intake, or if I need to bring a pipe up here. I think I need to bring a pipe up here. And these are done. I think that's right. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think you need a NOT gate plus the XOR gate, so it might actually cost more. Unless I'm... I don't know. It's been a long time since I did digital logic, so... Well, other than the last time I did it in my last section on a CUDA game, but even that was a long time ago. That was 7 months ago or something. 8 months ago. But ever since I did it, like, consistently, been like 19 years, 18 years. So we'll have to see if somebody comes up here. It's not going to let him in. Alright, so we're going to have to bring a pipe of oxygen up here. So I'm going to end up having to build a third self-powered oxygen machine, because this one is pretty constantly getting used up. Although this one's not. We could borrow some from the base here. Do I care? I guess I care. And up the ladder we go. And in we go. Alright, so let's delete these. Let's delete all of them. Yeah, that's all it's for. Just to let the hot regolith and metal and whatnot fall through so it doesn't overheat the telescope and damage it, because it'll break at 275 and there's nothing I can do about it. But if it's not sitting right here, it doesn't damage it. It's kind of a little trick I ended up figuring out over much pain and strife 7 or 8 months ago. Okay, let's do storage bin. Let's make it out of... Can we make it out of Maverick Rock? We can. Fancy. And that's all the Maverick Rock we have. For now. Okay, good. And I'm making the shovels mad, but I don't care. Ooh, look, meat. Yummy. Okay, hopefully you guys are working on those pipes. Looks like you are. Looks like you've done quite a few of them. I'm going to put in doohickey here. A bridge. I don't want it to take priority, so I'm not going to bolt it onto this pipe, but I want to make sure that the direction's not confused. There. So yeah, so that's all that's for, is just to keep the hot regolith from sitting right there and overheating the telescope. It's less of a concern with the steel one. If I had the gold amalgam one, it was overheating at 125, that'd be a big deal. But yeah, that's all it's for. Or 175, whatever it is. 125. Because, yeah, that stuff's hot. And even with the 275, I mean, the stuff that's down here is 230, 220 something. That's the stuff that's been mined away already. The other thing I could do up here is I could do some auto sweepers. They just don't have the range that the robo miners do. So I would have to put it out here where it's exposed in order for it to work. So I'm not inclined to do that because it'll also jack with these scanners. Yeah, I know you got no line of sight. So every once in a while, the reason I'm going to put a cap on this thing here and let the dupes come up here is because they need to actually come up here and clear this stuff away. And there's nothing I can do about it other than get them up here to clear it away, because of... Eventually you just have to keep building up higher to have more and more miners, so... I just put a little kind of cap hood on this that the dupes can come up in and get outside. Meat. These guys are annoying. Shovels. Yeah. I know, invalid. Okay, so this is going to be just for regolith. And... where's it at? Raw mineral. Maverick rock. Actually, I should set it one setting higher, too. Okay, let's just watch the doors operate again. Make sure it's working fine. Everything opens. Everything falls through. And then that door closes again. Sweet. No. No, we don't. Well, we'll take another snazzy suit. We'll need one more eventually. They don't do a whole lot. They just kind of swim around in your in the regolith that's up here and eat it. But the fact that you can't trap them in anything but refined metal rooms means that it's expensive to trap them, because you need to just trap them either in bunker tiles or metal tiles. And that's it. So they're kind of expensive to capture. And, I mean, you can capture them, you can raise them for their meat or for their eggs, just like you do with the other animals. But they're just not, I don't know, I've not found a good reason to capture them yet. Because they excrete what they eat, so there's no point in using them to convert to food. Okay, so this tell us what its. I thought it told us what its range was, or what its view ability was. Maybe it's here. I guess not. Alright, so hopefully somebody's going to come up here and look at this thing. Sydney? Come on up here and do your thing. Alright, let's look. Let's find Sydney here. Why is Sydney not coming up here and doing the science? Needs field research. Sydney has field research, along with most everyone else. Am I forgetting something? Or does it need to have... Is the O2 not all in there yet? No, it's here it comes. Or it's flowing. It's backed up. There she comes. Okay, good. Alright, so this is actually where we're gonna kind of end for today. So I don't know, Phasian, are you ready to stream? And that was all she did because, of course, it's the end of the day. But we're 70% of the way done, so that wasn't bad. So Sydney will come up here and scan. Oh, it does say there's oxygen in it now. 94 degrees. Holy cow! Maybe I should have done insulated gas pipes for that. At least when it's out here. That far is good. Okay, cool. So this is kind of where we're going to end today. We built everything we planned on building, which was a couple of these. I was thinking 2 or 3, wasn't sure, but 2 should be enough for a while, if not ever, and the telescope. Next time we stream, we do Oxygen Not Included. And then next time we do Oxygen Not Included, we'll actually do, well, I could dig a hole here to put a rocket in. The first rocket we can do is steam engine. We need a ton of steel for that. Holy cow. We need a lot of steel for this. 2 and 2. 2 for each gantry. We're going to need a couple of gantries. And 2,000 for the steam engine. So we're going to need probably 3,000 steel to build the rocket. No, Phasian's going to stream Oxygen Not Included, I think, as well. Solo game. No, it's about time for me to go to sleep. Yeah, so we're still making steel. Now we're out of lime. Okay. Let's make some lime. We've already burned through all of our poke shell molds. Burned through all of our eggshells. I don't think we need fossil for anything else. I don't know what else it's buildable. Or what the point of it building with it is as a construction material. We're just going to make it all into lime. Because we need all the lime we can get. So we may actually need to start farming more animals for eggs. That might not be a bad idea. Just to get the shells. Alrighty, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Let's see. And we're going to raid Phasian Phoenix. So, thanks everyone for coming. And if you like my content and haven't followed already, if you don't mind, please click follow. And then tomorrow I don't think I'll be streaming, but then Thursday will be Factorio. And then Friday we'll probably come back to Oxygen Not Included. So we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.